Now that the NFL's Thanksgiving slate is behind us, it's time to look forward to this Sunday's matchups, and the Denver Broncos are set to take on the Cleveland Browns at Empower Field at Mile High. So that means we will see one Shelby Harris make his return to the Mile High City. Now, I say that kind of lightly because Shelby does still live here in Denver and he has a lot of love for the city, but the same cannot be said about the Broncos organization. Shelby probably has some pretty high levels of animosity towards the Broncos and wants to give them a bit of a revenge game this Sunday. The Broncos kind of did Shelby dirty, at least in his eyes, in a couple of different aspects. Obviously, first of all, they traded him away to Seattle prior to the 2022 season as part of the Russell Wilson trade. Shelby spent only 1 year in Seattle, had a pretty decent year there before they ultimately decided to cut him. Now he's a member of the Cleveland Browns, and prior to signing with Cleveland, the Broncos actually brought in Shelby for a workout, but ultimately decided not to reunite with him. And the Broncos, I have to imagine, are regretting that decision because we look right here at Shelby Harris's Pro Football Focus grade, and you can see that he's actually playing pretty well against the run. Certainly a lot better than a lot of Denver Broncos interior defensive linemen. I mean, you look at Mike Purcell's run defense grade, you look at Jonathan Harris's, you look at Matt Henningsen's, all of them are significantly worse than Shelby Harris's 60.3 run defense grade, which is 49th for interior defensive linemen in the NFL. Overall, on the year, he's graded as the 30th best interior defensive lineman just in terms of overall play. And I have to imagine the Denver Broncos would really like to have that on their roster right now. So there's got to be some pretty high level of regret not bringing in Shelby Harris. You even look at some of the raw stats. Like, he's had 19 total tackles on the year, 1.5 sacks, and 7 run stuffs. Even right now, it's gotten better, but the Denver Broncos run defense isn't anything to write home about. So right now, I have to imagine that the Denver Broncos would really like to bring in somebody like Shelby Harris, but obviously they had their opportunity to do so and they didn't take it. So the joke's kind of on Denver right there, and you know that there's some pretty high levels of regret not bringing Shelby back, and he's going to want to have a really big day making his return to Denver, the organization that was really the first team to truly believe in Shelby Harris and give him that opportunity in the NFL. We obviously think back to all those games that Shelby Harris saved for us, from his very first game in Denver, the blocked field goal against the Chargers, the interception in the end zone on Ben Roethlisberger, the batted 2-point conversion from Derek Carr to Darren Waller in the final game of the 2019 season. That still to date is the last time that we beat the Raiders. Shelby Harris, man, I know Denver Broncos fans hold him in really, really high regard and really wish that he would have been able to reunite with the team, but ultimately the organization decided to go in a different direction. Shelby is probably going to want to make him pay for that. All right, Broncos country, I'm curious, how are you guys going to feel about Shelby Harris making his return to Mile High this coming Sunday? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are 2 free and easy ways to show your support, helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, happy Thanksgiving, and I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.